CBD, I've talked about it as a molecule and as a medicine. Now it's also a very potent myth buster, which also has a therapeutic angle to it. What myths does it bust? A lot of prohibitionist myths. One myth is that THC is somehow equivalent to marijuana, that they're the same exact thing. The Bush administration actually argued that before the Supreme Court. They said, marijuana has no medical value, but if it does, it's really just THC. It's what it is. So marinol, it's already around, so you don't need medical marijuana and marinol. Well, that's wrong. We've seen that from what we know about CBD. That's totally wrong. The notion that a single molecule pharmaceutical is necessarily inherently superior to a crude, what they always call the crude whole plant. No, they want a single molecule so they can be very precise about dosage. They're very pure, so they'll have no side effects or less side effects if they purify. Of course, these pure molecules that Big Pharma gives is killing people right and left. It has terrible side effects. And cannabis has no bad side effects that we know of like that. And it's a crude whole plant. So the idea that the whole plant somehow is inherently less efficacious as a single molecule in medicine is debunked by CBD and THC and what we know about them. Medical marijuana is not just the front for stoners. That's what we're hearing from the other side. Oh, come on, most of the kids, these 18 to 21-year-olds going in there and they don't look sick and blah, blah, blah. You hear it all the time. Again, it's recreational. That's got to stay illegal. CBD, to the extent it's part of what medical marijuana is all about, blows apart that myth. Because where people are going asking for CBD-rich medicine that doesn't get you high, it's not just the front for stoners if that's the case. And the last question is, why is the plant illegal if this is the case? If it can't harm you, it does potentially all these good things, and some things we actually know about that people are doing. It's not just speculative or preclinical. How could this be illegal? It makes absolutely. All right, it's THC, you're stoned, it's psychotic, and whatever they're saying about it, you tread the same myths over and over. You can't say any of that about CBD. The science is there. It's unimpeachable. And it's, so I think it's a potent myth buster and in some ways an underutilized political tool on the part of the medical marijuana industry. This is almost like a vaccine. Hey, you can't get rid of us. Look what we're doing. And they are trying to get rid of it in California. So that brings us to the end of the discussion. As I said toward the beginning, I hope we could talk about or explore a little bit ways help me understand what Project CBD could be or could do for the community in Seattle and to explore ways you can help what we're trying to do. But any old question you do, it doesn't even have to be about CBD, it could be about any aspect of science. It's quite amazing. I appreciate your attention.
Thank you, Brian.
Wasn't too bad, 45 minutes.
There's a lot of information.
Yeah, I know it is a lot. I went easy on the board at these science conferences.
Now, I've been to your website, Project CBD, and it's chock full of really good stuff. And so I'll get back into it. I saw this documentary where they really portrayed one of you psychotic. Have you ever seen Reefer Madness? It's not sure. It's just like, I don't know why I said that. We actually have a pristine copy of that at our office.
Yeah, it's a cultural icon.
Huh?
It's a cultural icon.
We're going to give it away in a round. I'm fascinated at your remarks regarding THC working in conjunction with CBD is a medicine. THC is not just this component that gets us high. THC is a medicine-rich component of the plant.
No question about that.
Yeah.
High THC dominant cannabis with very little CBD is has amazing medicinal attributes. We all know that. But without THC, if somehow THC, the game that's going to be, we already see started being played, is in it. The prohibitionists have a real hard time with CBD. What are they going to do about this? Well, they do this dance. Well, CBD is the good cannabinoid, THC, bad cannabinoid. CBD can neutralize the bad things about THC. It's antipsychotic, anti-psychoactive, and so forth. That's the game. Project CBD completely rejects that scheme. CBD can't be all that it can be without THC. That's why it's we're the THC Defense Committee, because we have to defend THC for CBD to be fully what it can be.
Well, like you just said, with the medical community not being a front for stoners, there was actually one research published not too long ago that said that a lot of young people who consume it, which people thought was purely a recreational thing, they actually have motivations which are medical, but it's difficult for them to express that to their family and get it in this legitimate way, so they're getting it in this kind of unauthorized route. They're still treating insomnia and other conditions, antidepressants.
I think that's absolutely accurate. In Smoke Signals, I have to do a plug for the book, one of the questions that sort of I pose is, why did so many young people turn on cannabis in the 1960s? Okay, the beats were there before, sort of telling people about it, but why at that time in our culture, in the time in our society, did people turn on by the millions, mainstream America, white, middle class America, right? And the best answer I could get is they did it for the same reason that people take antidepressants and medication to help them sleep, and some of the big pharma's most popular drugs, the antidepressants, antipsychotics, Prozac, and so forth and so on. What makes that, I believe, the most best-selling category of big pharma drugs is what makes people smoke pot. Some people smoke pot, other people do that.
Without the dangerous side effects.
I believe it's the same thing going toward it. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily consciously people saying, gee, I need a medicine, or I need to go to a doctor, but people gravitate toward what works for them. And get into recreational young people, it's definitely not a black and white thing, and frankly, it's like kind of the last prohibitionist thing. It's the kids, making sure the kids don't turn on, because then they're forever lost. And that's a huge. Anyway, please.